Okay, now I'm kind of weirded out because my crane is over here now, and I didn't put it over there. I'm trying to figure out why is it over there. How the heck did that happen? GunninGamerz here, back for another construction simulator daily log video for you today. Today we're going to be contracted to build a hydrogen tank. Now, I have no idea how to do this because I've never built one before. But somebody here thinks that it's a great idea to hire us to do things like build rockets and launch pads and all sorts of cool buildings. So I'm sure we'll figure it out along the way. I hope that somebody here has the directions. If you happen to see them blowing around on the ground, grab them, because we'll need them. So again, in the hard mode, it's going to pay us just over $500,000. These are the steps. We've got to do the foundation, and then basically it's just putting the tank together. So it's going to be some crane work that we're going to have to do there. As far as getting the foundation going, it's going to be topsoil removal. We got to do some drilling, and then we've got to bring in all the gravel and get the slab poured. Now, I'd like to point out there's also another one that is just like this one, and that's to build the liquid oxygen tank. We already did build the launch pad. You guys can check out the highlight from the Twitch stream. We'll talk about that build in today's video, I'm sure, but it was absolutely insane and had such a glorious ending to the main campaign that we finished on Spaceport. All I have left now is just doing the contracts, which, as far as I can see, most of them do not repeat. Once you finish them, you end up with just some road projects that you can go back and repeat if you'd like. We will go ahead and see if this crane is up for the task. I have no idea how heavy this is, but I would imagine this tank's got to be a lot of steel. And you'd think that'd be pretty heavy. After all, this crane, if I'm not mistaken, would not lift that little rock in the last video. Wow, it actually let us hook it up. I'm pretty impressed. We're gonna go ahead, swing it over, and hopefully get myself a little bit more of a camera view there. Hopefully we'll get it fit on the truck. I mean, I think that looks pretty good there. Yeah, it's centered it on there. I don't have any more room that I know of, and I've only got a couple of more pallets that need to be hauled, and that's the concrete formwork and the rebar mesh, and I think there's a total of 4 pallets, so I'm just gonna go ahead and have those delivered to the job site. Now, I already went in before I started recording and just to take a look at what we had to get, and it was just those 4 pallets. Again, you can also go in and filter by job, and it'll show you everything there. So there's our 4 pallets, and it's only going to cost us $500 to have it delivered. I'm going to go ahead and say yes on that. Let's get this truck rolling, and we'll get up there and get this delivered. Uh-oh. Apparently somebody pulled my pin. All right, let's try that again. Yeah, so that was a really good ending to this map. Now, it took us, I can't even remember, there was 4 people some of the time, 3 people quite a bit of the time, and 2 people a lot of the time, and me by myself a little bit to do the big dig. And that's the launch site dig. And it's a 7 million and some change build that you get paid. And I am telling you right now that that is the biggest in the game. From what I've been told, it absolutely dwarfs the little parking lot build that you have to do on the US map. It's huge. And we guesstimate that it would take one person by themselves 40 hours to dig it. I think it took us, with all the help, about 20 hours, and we did it twice. Once on another guy's map, and then also on mine. So it's a very, very long build that's going to take you some time. I do encourage people, always, in my opinion, to play this game in the hard mode, because then you get to spend the time on the jobs doing the things that you really like, and they won't just race by, and you always got the option to skip. Now, I'm not going to skip, and I haven't skipped anything on mine yet. I just find help. And that's kind of the way I want to do my playthrough. But if I was playing by myself, certainly on that big dig, I probably would have gone ahead and just done a big portion of the digging and then, you know, maybe gone offline and then come back the next day and done a whole bunch more until I was sick of it, and then I would have skipped whatever was left, because it's definitely, I think, would burn a person out to sit there for 40 hours and digging in that pit. But it's just over on the horizon there. That's the launch pad. The VOD is up on our twitch.tv/GunninGamerz channel. It'll be up for the next month or two until Twitch, you know, automatically takes them down after 60 days. So I would highly encourage you to go check that out. You can skip through it and see how that whole thing goes. All right, this is the big crane that we've got in place. And I'm going to try to use this today to unload all my stuff, and we'll get the couple of pallets put into place that we need. And that should get us on to the next step. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of this game on Twitch for the last couple of weeks, and I'll be continuing to do some more. If you guys want to check it out over there, come hang out. I'm also highly encouraging people who play this game to join our Discord. The link is down below. Whoa! OSHA's not gonna like my my crane operation here today, but nobody got hurt, just a fence. But yeah, come into our Discord, because what we've got going on there is a channel that I created specifically for people to come over and post if they need help on a job or if they're looking to help others. You can go in there, post what job you're working on. You can post the name of your, you know, I say your server, but your multiplayer game. And you can also post what, you know, the password is so people can join you. And we're trying to get, you know, people linked up to be able to play, because I've always got people coming into live streams asking if anyone wants to play or if I'm able to help. And I am going to start doing that as well on the live streams, is just taking some time some days and just seeing what jobs people need help on, and we'll get, you know, me and a couple others to go over and help them get things knocked out. So do check out our Discord, join our awesome community, and get playing together and helping each other out. So I just got to get these 4 pallets put into place, and then we'll see what's coming next. Now, I am currently sitting down in the Florida Keys on a little island in the middle of the ocean. I know that sounds crazy, and it is crazy, but we are down here for the next couple of weeks to the next maybe few months even. We don't know yet. It's getting very hot, and we're trying to also be wary of the upcoming hurricane season. But we're down in the Florida Keys for a little while, and then we are going to be making our way up north and then out west later this year. So I'm going to try to get as many of these videos up as I can. Unfortunately, the internet is wonderful down here. It's probably the best I've had in a lot of places we've been. But if you guys haven't been following the channel, we do full-time RV with our family of 6 across the continent. So we're always on the move and going new interesting places. And you can also catch more of that over on our Twitch channel as well. So we will be doing some live streams IRL. Hopefully I can get 1 or 2 cracked off while I'm down here in the Keys. Maybe take you guys on like a bike ride or something like that. But getting back to the construction sim, I am going to be moving on off this map soon, because I'm pretty much finishing up all the jobs here. We're going to be heading over to... I think I'm going to do like a split between the Euro map and probably the US map, just because I know a lot of folks want to see the US map as well with the, you know, some of the projects that we had started on there. I think one of the campaign. I've got a lot to do on both of those maps, and I'm going to continue to pick away with this game. I've been really enjoying it, and the jobs are always fun and interesting. Got the last pallet dropping in. Whoop. Oh, so I can't reach anymore. I guess I'm at the end of my rope. Almost. I just gotta have to swing it and time it. There we go. Yeah, apparently we ran out of crane. That's okay. Unfortunately, a possibly have to pick that up. Probably not. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to go ahead and get this thing swung out of the way, though. I know I'm going to need it to put together the tank when we get to that point. And let's see what they're wanting us to do is get the topsoil removed. Now, one thing I will say while I move my truck is when you're in here, you're going to pay a lot of money for concrete, gravel, and all those sorts of things. And that comes out of your pocket. I mean, you're getting paid for the job. So that's obviously part of it. But what I recommend doing on most of these jobs is getting a dump truck and using like a wheel loader or an excavator to do your dirt work, because you can make quite a bit of money off of doing the dirt work by, you know, selling the dirt. Today I'm not going to do that because, for one, you can see I'm not hurting on money, and I do not plan to carry this over to the Euro or the American map because I kind of like, you know, the grind of starting a company fresh. But I'm gonna do it with the bulldozer mainly because I never use the bulldozers in here. I know there's gonna be some jobs where I have to, but I really want to play around with the bulldozer. So I've used one a couple times in here, and you know, I'm not bad at it, but maybe I'm not like the best because I haven't done a lot of it. So we're gonna go ahead and dig away here and make a little bit of a mess. But people have said in my Twitch live streams that using the bulldozer is the fastest way of doing it. I'm gonna spin around here, and then if we hit well, if you hold Y, but I like to hit V on my keyboard. I don't know, I find it works a little bit better. You can see we just barely got some green there, and that's what we're looking for. So this is not going to be a very deep dig, but I'm going to just kind of push the dirt around and have some fun here for a few minutes and see how I like it. I still think it's the best to get the wheel loader out and put it in the dump truck because, like I said, I love getting paid for it. Well, there you have it, folks, and that is that. I can definitely tell you that I won't probably ever do it like that again. I don't think that took any less time, and definitely is a fact that I made a lot less money and kind of made a mess at the construction site, because now I have to drive my drill over that. So do not recommend using the bulldozer, but hey, if you like doing it and it works good for you, let me know in the comments below. This drill sitting right over here hates climbing over anything, but we're gonna go ahead and try to do that real quick. And I've got a few pointers when it comes to the drill. First off is gonna be your view is always gonna be better with if you bring that hook down, because when it's up, it likes to jump to that hook view and then it messes with your camera. There we go. That worked out luckily. Now when you bring the drill into a site, you always want to survey and look around to see if there's going to be any issue with doing any of the drilling. Like an example would be if you had two of these and one was tucked back into a corner, and if you were to do this one and then have to drive on top of it to get to the next one, you're not going to want to do that, even if it's out of order. And a good example will be when you do one of the first campaign builds on that building that's off in the distance there. It's not the production hall, it's the one where they build the rocket. There is one or two of them actually that you're going to want to do out of order. You will make a mess on the job site with this drill, and you'll cause a complete nightmare with this piece of equipment messing the ground up. I don't know how else to explain it. Again, I did it on one of our Twitch streams, and I can tell you right now, it took me over an hour just to drill one of these out. Have a look around. Now, this job site, there's nothing here that, I mean, all these are each in a corner. There's 4 of them. It's pretty standard. If you're doing it by yourself, you can use the hook on this thing, and it works pretty good. Just make sure that you grab the one with the yellow on it, because that's the bit, and we'll lift it up into place. I will tell you that normally I use the crane for these. You got to switch back and forth quite a bit here. Oh, look at that. There's that hook kind of throwing us off again. We'll bring that back down here. You want to raise that all the way up. That's going to make your life a lot easier, and you're going to want to always raise it up every time you're done using it. So what I like to do is drive up and bump it, and then just back up a little bit. That's going to work the absolute best. And then you can change into the mode where you'll start drilling, and just follow the directions here. Bring that thing down, hit A, and it'll start spinning it. Now what you're trying to do is get it up to 75%. You're not going to hit 75% on the first one, but that's what you're trying to hit. The other 25% will be the concrete. When you bring it up, you want to kind of go back and forth with the bit, and that's going to knock the dirt out. You'll watch your bar on the right there of the speedometer, and you're looking I'm just keep drilling here because I gotta pull this back out anyway, so you might as well fill it up with some dirt. A lot of times it'll do that where it'll fall, but bring it all the way up. I like to knock the dirt off out of the way. Normally I like to get myself positioned where I don't have to move this thing at all, but it's not a big deal if you do. Drop that one on. We gotta wait for that message, and I'm gonna step out anyway and have coffee, so that way we got more daylight and see what we're doing better. And it looks like we're in good shape there, so I'm gonna flip it into that mode, operating mode, and then down you go. We're up to 68, should be able to hit 75, and then like right there, for whatever reason, it's just not digging anymore. I'll bring it back out, kind of knock the dirt off and send it back down again. Once in a while you'll have to reset this thing because the bit just won't come back out, or the auger rather won't come back out, and I think I'm having that problem right now where it's not going up, down, it's doing nothing. So just hit reset like that. We'll send it back down again. Another little tip, and I know that's not the problem I'm having, but you need to be level with the top of the hole. So if this machine is up on a different surface, you will not be able to dig deep enough. And we are having to reset this now for the 4th time. Every once in a while you'll get a really bad one like this. There we hit 75%. I'm just gonna reset it again just so we don't knock any dirt in there. That was probably one of the ugliest ones that I've ever seen, and well, we got it right here on the video today. And if you have a lot of these to do, it works really slick to have your buddy, if you have a buddy, come in and just drop them on there for you, and then as soon as you're done, you swing out of the way and drop the next one on. When you do that first mission of that campaign over here, you're gonna have 30 of these to do if you play in hard mode. It's definitely gonna keep you busy. I'm gonna go ahead while I'm in the crane and just grab each one of these, the yellow ones anyway, and we'll throw them on. All right, should be in a good operating mode. Let's hope this one goes a lot better. For some reason, the dirt is always falling off for me whenever I bring the auger up and out, but never really seems to affect the number at all. And also another little tip, like I said, if you can't get this thing to swing back and forth, you need to go all the way up with the auger, otherwise it will not move. Let's hope this one goes a lot better. Well, we had to reset it one time here, so we'll go back down for the second attempt. And it's doing the same thing at 72%. Alright, I've tried to do everything from completely resetting the machine to even getting the other one in here, the other drill that's in the game by lid. And all of a sudden, like, nothing would do it. Like, nothing would do it. And then I changed my position over here and it got the last 3%. So, as I said earlier, these things are really fussy with the ground that they're on, and it doesn't make any sense, so don't try to think about it too hard because you'll hurt yourself. That's why it is so important to make sure that when you're digging one of these, you're not messing yourself up for the next one. Again, these ones are not, that's not a problem because they're all spread out pretty good, but you will have some jobs that they're very close together. And you need to be paying attention because you can see behind us there the hole that created. And I've actually had to dig those out with an excavator and then buy dirt and bring dirt in to fill them in and spend over an hour just messing around with them to be able to get them. And I know you can skip, but as I said, I've never skipped and I don't ever plan on it. Hopefully I don't ever need to, just because I like to figure out ways to try to finish these jobs. Alright, so we are in place for this one, so let's go ahead and give her a spin. Last two have given us tons of problems. Let's see if we can get lucky on this one. Alright, this one's off to a good start because we got the first one down pretty quick. And all that dirt fell down in there. Normally I like to be in a position where I don't have to move this thing, but again, there's only a couple of these to do today, so I'm not gonna overthink it. Let's give her a full send and see what happens. Well, this one went past the 68 pretty quick. 73, 75. That's how they're supposed to go. And that's how that's supposed to go, with all the dirt staying on there. In fact, I'm gonna get away from that hole. We gotta go that direction and I don't wanna have any problems. Now you can pick up your next piece when you go by, is what I normally like to do. And I think it should be okay. I don't normally let them hang around like that, but we're gonna do that on this one. And it did reset the pipe. The other piece is hanging up above our camera here. Give that a little shake. Oh, it always likes to warn us, doesn't it? Whoops. That's what I forgot to do, is raise myself up. Hopefully we'll get lucky one more time. Most of them go like the last one, like number 2 did. I feel bad for anybody who has one like I did on number 3 there on their first one, because you're going to be really confused on what you're supposed to be doing. And there's 75 on that one. So my recommendation is just reposition and make sure that your machine is as low as it can go. We're going to get into this one here and bring it up and then get concrete pumped in these holes as fast as we can. Whoops. I need a little bit of body work there. Now we can fill it up and start pouring. These do take quite a bit of concrete, so do not be surprised that you go through one or two of these mixer full just trying to get these things filled. And the last one finally. So it looks like we'll go through about a half a mixer on these 4. Alright, that completes that job. We can reset this out of the way. And that should be good for today. It just got dark, and we are going to deliver and spread the gravel first thing in the morning. Now, it costs about 30 grand a load for a load of gravel, and I don't really like to take too much time doing this anymore. I used to put a little bit and really work to spread it out. But when you got a bunch of money in your account, it's much nicer just to dump a whole bunch and do very minimal on the spreading. So there are a few different ways to doing it, but that's also why I like to sell my dirt, so that I don't have to feel quite so bad. And if you do want to take more time and dump a little slower, you can get a nicer, more realistic spread on it. But for the sake of the video today, I'm definitely going a little bit quicker. I do have one of those big rock trucks, but I kind of like the realism of using this truck and how much more common this would be. Alright, let's get this thing out of the way a little bit here. I don't want to go too far because I might have to get more in. And that will be nice also to have the bulldozer for this job, but you could use a grader. I hear the little case grader works quite nice. Start spreading it out and see if we can get to 100. I might have to order a little bit more on those ends. Alright, I managed to get it all the way to 84% before I started spreading it a little too thin, and then it went back down to 81. So just bought another bucket load, and I'm gonna go ahead and dump it in some of the thin spots. And you could spend all day at this with a grader and whatever else, really trying to take your time and make it all perfect, but I choose to just dump more gravel and move on, because once you hit the 100%, they're gonna make it look really nice. We'll save a little bit for this area right over here. We'll spread that out and see what we get. Alright, I can only get it to 94%, so I decided to dump another 2 loads and got it up to 98. And it's not going to take a whole lot now. Doing a little bit more of a mess there. Gotta kind of go around with the blade set high and just spread this out. We should be good there. Alright, well I got that smoothed out, and this one is just giving me a heck of a time too. I don't really like using the bulldozer for that. It's the first time I've ever tried it actually. And usually I'll use the wheel loader and kind of spread it around a little bit, but I got it flattened out pretty nice, but it's still dropped down to 96. So I'll tell you, this is not the way I probably would want it to go. In the future, I think I'll stick to my wheel loader that I've used many times and had much better luck, but we're just gonna kill it with another load and close this one out because this is dragging on. It's almost dark at this point. This is definitely gonna eat into the budget of doing this job. I think part of my problem is I'm staying within the marker, and I've noticed that when I go outside of the marker, that's when it seems to be going up the most. Alright, one more load for good measure. This has gotta close it out. Let me know in the comments if you guys have ever had a hard time with any of these. I've done so many and I've never had one go quite like this either. It just wants so much gravel on here, and I've spread it out many times to where I thought it was in pretty good shape, but apparently they disagreed. I'm gonna go ahead and we'll sell the gravel off out of there and reset that thing. That definitely killed the budget. And now they want us to compact the gravel, and look at what it did. Oh my god, I took all of the gravel and dumped it outside in a, like, wow. That is crazy. Yeah. Oh my god, there's no words. What happened? What did they do with all my gravel? They think this is 100%. There's dirt everywhere, and that's not how I obviously left it. I had big piles of gravel there. It piled it up all outside the deal here. That's absolutely crazy. Well, you know what? I guess hopefully we'll still make some profit on this. Jump into our compactor. Make sure you get the sole compactor for this job, not the one for the asphalt, because they are two different machines. I still think there was a bit of a bug with this too, because I've done a lot of these jobs and I've never seen one give me such a hard time with the gravel. And then the fact that it piled it up like that outside of the job site is really bizarre. And I'm actually driving on a lot of dirt right now. Hopefully it'll look a lot nicer once this part is complete. Well, thankfully it looks like they're not going to give me a hard time on the compacting, because like I said, there's definitely a lot of dirt on this now. Alright, we can reset that. We should be done with that machine. And now they want us to unpack this, which is going to set us up for the concrete. And there it is. Alright, I'm still salty about this. I'd like to scoop this up. In fact, I wonder if we could scoop all this up. And scoop all this up and sell it. I don't know. It's tempting. Alright, curiosity is killing the cat here, but I gotta jump in and see. And it looks like we are picking it up. Although it's not very much. Alright, I took 3 scoops. I'm not gonna fool with any of the rest because it's not really worth it. Obviously, I'm only gonna get paid maybe 8,000 or 10,000 or not too much for this. Yeah, like 5 grand is all you're gonna get. Sorry, 11,000. Okay, either way, it's still not much money. But we got some of the piles cleaned up, and now we need to get on to the concrete. But first, it is time for some coffee. Back for day number 3 or 4. I don't even know. It's been a bunch of them. Now we're gonna pull up here. Don't want to get too close. Don't want to be too far, because your outriggers are going to need to go out. This one, they don't go out very far. It's always best to pull up too, because obviously this thing is mounted to the front of the truck. Hopefully I'll be able to reach across. It's always best to start near you, the way this thing works, but I'm just always curious how far I can reach. Yeah, I'm only going to be able to go about to the middle. So we'll do one half and then I'll reposition to the other. Nothing special here, we just got to get the whole thing filled up to the top of the rebar, and then we'll be on to the next step. Alright, time to switch to the other side. Now, you don't have to be too particular with these concrete. Normally, they're pretty lenient on how much of it you do. You usually get to skip a little bit, but I'll tell you, this job so far with everything else has been insane. Compared to what I've seen on any of the others, like, they're really holding me to the boards here, so I kind of made sure not to have too much rebar showing at all on the other side, because I don't want to have to move the truck again. I think if I just concentrate some concrete right in this area, it'll speed right up to 100. Gonna be dang close on this one too. We're at 97%. I got a little bit of rebar over here. Alright, so it looks like the concrete's not being too strict with us. Hopefully I don't. Oh, there we go. That was close. I'd say on that concrete job too that they were probably requiring us to do a little bit more than I've seen on the other jobs. So It's just been kind of a weird job all the way around, but there's our beautiful new pad that we can begin our assembly on. So this thing here, we'll just put it in drive mode and you can reset it out of the way. And that finishes that stage, finally. That's probably the worst part of it. And then we get to go ahead and start the assembly. We've got all these big deals laying on the ground here, so these must be like the legs. We're gonna go ahead and drop those on. Okay, now I'm kind of weirded out because my crane is over here now. I didn't put it over there. I'm trying to figure out why is it over there. How the heck did that happen? I guess they moved it? What is going on? The pad is still over here. I don't even know when that happened. Let's see what this says. Weird. So that is still where I could put that. Why would it be over here? Is this a bug? It's literally in the middle of the road. Oh dear God, there is so much weirdness going on. I've played so many hours in this game and I've not seen all the weird stuff. And of course it has to wait till a YouTube video. Oh my word, I'm gonna get in it, see what this does. This is not right. I'm telling you, that is not good, honestly. Now I do have a backup plan. We have a mobile crane that I can use. It's just not as, you know, convenient. That is not gonna work. Just for the giggles, we'll see how far out it will go. Yeah, so it barely even makes it to the concrete pad. I don't know what the hell's going on. This is so crazy. I know you guys have been thinking the whole time I've been, you know, on about the drilling and the gravel and this and that. This isn't right. This isn't right. But look at this. This is what I'm saying right here. I don't know how this ended up out here. I'm gonna set it up, and it says it's no longer available. Company vehicle fleet. If it shows up in there, I think I'm gonna go ahead and store it. And that should have taken it down. Yeah, look at that. And the pad is even gone. Wow. All right, let's go ahead and call it back over here. Hey, it's back. Oh my gosh, weird. If it ain't Dickard, it ain't GunninGamerz. That's what we always say. All right, let's go down and grab one of these guys before the crane decides to walk off on us again off the job site. Somebody's gonna have to call Mr. George. Not on the operator, but on the crane this time. Alright, another little pro tip here from a non-pro. Just make sure that when you're swinging the crane around, always, in my opinion, go to place things farther away from the pile. Now, these it wouldn't really be that bad, but some of the pieces get pretty big, and if you put them in right here, you'll just bang into them and it'll kind of drive you crazy. And it kind of ruins your immersion too. Alright, we got a couple more to place here. Placing them is not hard at all. I know there is a setting too to have it where they're not drawn into that kind of that trigger. I was going to turn that off, but I kind of leave it because it is handy sometimes, especially when you're placing wall panels on the side of a building. Otherwise, you're going to be spending a lot of time spinning them. But we got all these up and on, or in place. And I might have to go over and unpack the rest. Nope, it just did it. Okay, wow, look at this thing. So it looks like it's going to have us do one half and then switch to the other side. I will say that when there's room on a job site, I really wish they would have it where it would unpack all of it. Because when you're in here doing co-op, it's nice when you can have a mobile crane or two in different location, like on the other side, you know, assembling their part. Because otherwise, everybody's like piled up on top of one another, running into each other, so I don't know if that's something they'll ever change at this point, but whoa, whoa! Okay, all right, that was violent. Oh boy. Okay. All right, nobody saw that. Nobody saw that. Good thing it's lunch hour right now, and the rest of the crew is off on lunch break. I mean, just be glad this thing's not filled with any dangerous gases at this point. Okay, and it just unpacked another section. I wonder if there's like a big top. Oh, it looks like, okay, those are the top pieces. We'll have to do all those separate. Oh, we marched all the way around, and now we've got the last of these panels, and it looks like we're gonna have to put those triangular looking ones. That's gonna make up the top. We'll find out here in just a second. I'm gonna try to lift this one up as gracefully as I can and walk it into place. All right, that wasn't that gracefully. And here's the big pie slices. See, they need to be lifted up over here, it looks like. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh, there goes the work light. Oh boy. Oh, that's the bottom. Oh wow, we get to do all these pieces. I suppose there has to be a bottom, right? Otherwise it wouldn't really hold the gases. That's kind of cool, lifting it down and in. So it's just 4 pieces that make up the bottom then, it looks like. Alright, we're about to have the world's largest soup bowl here in a minute, or maybe we could fill it with coffee. Either way, I'll lift this one in as gracefully as I can. And that doesn't look like it fits like that, but we can always spin it if we really want to. I do wish it was a little more important to have the placement, but like I said, I think that's in one of the settings, and although I'd love to have it on, I think sometimes it could be a little bit of a pain. But it looks like now we get to lower in this awesome piece here. I really don't understand much about gases, but apparently this is a whole nother layer. There we go. So it's like a tank inside of a tank, it looks like. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit on there. We didn't quite go up high enough. Fortunately, the people who hired us to do this job are not on the site today. And it looks like the trigger's happy with that. Oh! Okay. So then that piece, that'd have been cool to lower that in. Now we're gonna get the other part here, and so that is gonna make up the center part, and then my guess is the remaining 4 that are laying down there are gonna be going on as the top. Well, the devs must have had to do a lot of homework to figure out how all these things work in real life. And look at that. Top is already put together for us. They're making it real easy. It's kind of weird how they chose to do that, but I'm not complaining. Now we'll set this in place. But yeah, it would have taken a lot of research. That's one of the things I appreciated going through the spaceport missions, is like I'd never, you know, I never knew a lot about a lot of the things with the launch pads and all that, and like building the blast tunnels and everything. It was quite educational. Try to get that on there a little bit nicer and lower it down, and I'll take that. Alright, 99. Clear the construction site. I will happily do that since this crane already tried to leave once on me. It was mad and it was leaving the site. And we are the only thing that's got to get the heck off of the site now, and it should be a done deal. What a job. Maybe? Oh, speak with the foreman. Alright, you never know when they're gonna show up. Alright, and we don't get like a nice little story like with the campaign, but that's fine. Look at that. Wow. It is a done deal. We got it finished. Took me a little bit, maybe with some of the weird stuff going on. I don't know. I didn't time it, but maybe like 2 hours in real time, maybe 3. half the afternoon. How about that? But we got all of our equipment sitting out here, so we're gonna have to move that and get it out of here, and then we will be able to finish this one up. All of our equipment is off the road and out of the way, and now the traffic is ready to get back to work and get back to it. Oh, we got some really nice steps here to go up. You're gonna get a good view of all of our work. Oh, they let you climb right up to the top of it. I like it. You get to stand right on the door. I don't know if it's safe to enter this, but you can see behind us. Everywhere on the horizon are buildings that we built on the Twitch live streams, which was very rewarding. There's the launch pad over there and all the productions buildings that we just put. The one behind me there was just built a few days ago, and all this has been done in the last couple of weeks. So again, make sure you're following us over there at twitch.tv/GunninGamerz, where we're always doing more of these. Let me know down in the comments if you are interested in seeing some more construction sim. Make sure you join up to our Discord so you can link up with all the other people playing this game and get help on your job site and maybe give a hand to somebody else. Hit the like button if you got an extra one you could spare. It really helps us out on these videos. Let me know what you want to see in the comments down below. And until next time, take care.